Hi, Ariana. It's great to have you back. And hi, is it Priscilla?
Yes.
And you're her mother, correct?
Yes, that's
All
right.
It's nice to meet you. Why don't you go ahead and take a seat, and we'll go ahead and jump right into this. Today, I want to talk to you about what's going on with your shoulder, Ariana, and the treatment plan that I've designed for you. But before we get started with that, I would like to talk to you, or catch your mom up on what we talked about last week. And do you remember what we talked about?
Yes, subluxation.
Exactly, subluxation. That's great. So, Priscilla, from your family doctor, have you ever heard about subluxation?
No, what is that?
No, I'm going to explain it to you. It's kind of surprising that your doctor hasn't already talked to you about this, but I'll just describe it this way. This is what your spine looks like, and all these yellow things coming out the side are your nerves. And these nerves connect your brain to your body, every cell, every tissue, every organ, all the muscles, everything. So if you get a misalignment of your spine, you actually create an interference between your brain and your body. And your body's not able to heal at 100%, it's not able to function at 100%, and I'm sure you can see why that's a bad thing, right? So as a chiropractor, I detect and I correct. I remove these subluxations, allowing your body to work as it should.
Okay.
And I'm sure you can see how, with Ariana, with her shoulder being damaged, that you want to remove those subluxations to allow the nerve flow to be at 100% and let her body work as it should to fix the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So with that being said, we're going to jump to the treatment plan. And, well, before the treatment plan, I want to talk to you about what's going on. And what you have is what we call a winged scapula. And your scapula is just basically medical terminology for what you generally refer to as your shoulder blade. And what's going on with you is that your scapulas are not being flat against your back as they should when you extend your arm. And it's actually starting to bow out, starting to wing out, and that's why it's called the winged scapula. And the reason it's winging is because the musculature surrounding your scapula, it's not strong enough to hold it down. And the reason the muscles have become weak is because the nerve has become damaged. Nothing to worry about necessarily, because it's a very common injury. And I've actually worked with a lot of people that have the same situation, and we've gotten great results. So I'm very confident that we can help get this problem resolved. But, so, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the treatment plan. And your treatment plan is going to consist of adjustments, because I'm sure you can see if, like I said, there's nerve damage. You definitely want to remove the subluxations to make sure that nerve flow is back at 100% like it should be. And I actually have a research article here called the Electrodiagnostic Conformation of the Long Thoracic Nerve. You can go ahead and have that. Basically what that is, that research, what they did, they measured the nerve conductivity of the nerve that supplies the scapula in people that have a winged scapula. And what they found is that the nerve conductivity to the musculature was actually diminished. So again, you definitely can see why you want chiropractic to help with this, to restore that nerve function as it should be. So, along with adjustments, I'm going to incorporate some stretches and some strengthening. And now, the stretches, I want to stretch everything here in the front because all these muscles generally become tight and they cause you to roll your shoulders forward, right? And I'm sure you can see how, as your shoulders roll forward, it kind of pulls on that scapula, putting it into that wing position. And that's just natural posture that you develop as a student when you're sitting all day. So the stretches are going to stretch all this out to put you back in that normal posture. In addition to that, I want to strengthen everything in the back, strengthen all those muscles that hold the scapula down, try to stabilize that scapula back as it should be. Now, so like I said, we got adjustments. We're going to stretch and strengthen. And this is a 10-week program that I have designed for you. And for the first 2 weeks, it's very crucial that you do not lift any weights. And I know that may be of concern to you because I know you lift weights at school, right?
Yeah.
So I will write you a doctor's note to make sure that your coaches know that I'm going to be working with you and I need all of these muscles to relax and try to heal on their own while I try to target specific ones. So for the first 2 weeks, I'm going to have you come in 5 days a week. And the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have you come in 3 days a week. And then the next 2 weeks, it's going to be twice a week. The next 2 weeks, once a week. And then you're going to take a week off. But at that time, hopefully I'm going to have you to a point where you can do a lot of these stretches and exercises at home on your own. And it's very important that you keep up with this because if you're not maintaining, these stretches and strengths or these stretches and exercises, it's going to take a lot longer for you to heal, and it's going to actually cost more because you're going to see me more. So after that week off, I'm going to have you come in one more time the next week for your final reevaluation, and hopefully at that point, we're going to get everything, back to normal or very close to it. And then from then on, we may need to see you in once a month just for checkups, basically. So that's a total of 10 weeks, and it's actually a total of 23 visits. And at my cost, at $50 a visit, that comes to $1,150. And I know that may sound like a lot, but I honestly do not want money to be issue here, you can talk with my assistant if you need payment plan or anything like that. We'll work with you as much as we can because you really need to get this problem resolved. Because if you don't treat it now and you try to let it heal by itself, it may heal on its own anywhere from like 3 years and upwards. And at that point, if it hasn't healed on its own, you're looking at possible surgery, and surgery is going to cost anywhere from upwards of $5,000. So the $1,150 is just a fraction of what it could cost you in the future. In addition, I mean, it's going to get her back healthier a lot sooner. And so that's very important, especially for someone that's very active and very young and developing still. So with all this being said, do either of you have any questions or concerns that you want to discuss with me?
No, I think that's a very, very fair price. It's actually, I expected more, considering all the treatments that she's gonna have to come in and all the times that she's gonna have to come in. I think it's a real bargain. So I think this is good.
Okay, well, thank you for
No, thank
coming
you.
in, and nice to meet you. And we will see you on Monday. Okay,
All right.
thanks.